Wednesday is down for the week and yet another unique day on the road to 100 pounds in the weight loss transformation series. We got a lot going on throughout the day when it came to a bunch of different varieties when it came to food, when it came to workouts, and what that all looked like. But without further ado, hello, welcome into the transformation series. My name is Ian. The purpose of this series is for me to give you a little walkthrough about my nutrition, my weigh-ins, my measurements, workouts, whatever I'm doing throughout the day on the journey of 100 pounds. We're updating this as daily as possible and just talking through general things as it comes to weight loss. If you're on your journey of your own, keep going, you're killing it. If you're grabbing motivation from this, I really appreciate it. I try to do my best to tell what I'm going through so that people in similar scenarios can also understand what the process can look like, especially if you're newer to this. This is my second go around and hoping this one can stick, and that is going to be our goal with this. But without further ado, let's jump into today and what that all looked like. Today was Wednesday, hold up, gotta check my phone, April 16th. So yeah, we're halfway through the week. Is a really good spot to be. I got a lot of things coming up in the coming week, especially with this weekend. So we got to get to that. But before we do, today, honestly, I was going to try to say something and I completely forgot my train of thought. So today, woke up, man, I didn't sleep that much last night. I think I got a solid 5 hours in, max, maybe less than that. I was up at 10 a.m. for a meeting. Exhausted, had that, did a little more work from home, then went over into work. Pretty much the usual start to the day for me. But before we went in, we had some breakfast, which is the same meal prep I've been eating for the last couple days, which is just our pasta with a little bit of ground beef, some vegetables, tomato sauce, seasoning, whatever in that, and a little bit of cottage cheese to double up on the protein. That was our breakfast, with a couple of strawberries on the side and the last little bit of blueberries out of the container. So that was our breakfast for the day, getting a nice little kick off to the day. We still have so much food to cook in the fridge. I still have a whole portion of ground beef. I still have chicken breast, steak, eggs, the list goes on and on and on, so I'm trying to get through as much of that food as possible, obviously while maintaining a caloric deficit, which is our goal. But yeah, that meal prep has been doing well for the last couple days. And yeah, had that and then went into work, had a couple meetings, and then after work for the day, nothing too entertaining there, decided to change up what the workout would be for today. I know the title of this video isn't a workout, it's pickleball. And yeah, just finding different and unique ways to make sure I'm getting my workouts in throughout the day. Obviously, going to the gym is fun. Going to the gym is great. Something I definitely want to aim to do as much as possible. But today was one of those days where I did end up playing pickleball with my one of my coworkers, my boss technically. And after that, today was supposed to be leg day, and I'm like, there's no shot I'm able to do leg day after what I just did. I can't push the full day up to the fill day up to today because just general soreness, and I know this is pretty much the same thing that happened yesterday, except for yesterday I just wasn't feeling the gym because I was just generally fatigued. But today, with the pickleball, my legs were exhausted. I didn't want to overdo it, so I decided, hey, that'll be our one workout for the day, and then we'll move into our second workout later in the evening, which is what I just got back from, which I'll talk about in just a second. But yeah, played pickleball, got home, and had dinner, which was pretty much the exact same thing I had to eat earlier in the morning, except on the side I had some Greek yogurt with some strawberries in there, a little protein granola and some PB Fit, to just mix that on up, high protein, while getting rid of the rest of my strawberries. They're getting to that point where it's like, okay, they need to be eaten as soon as possible. So we made sure to go through those today as always, making sure we're clearing out as much food as possible, like I mentioned a couple minutes ago. So that was our dinner, did a little more work, did a little bit of gaming with some buddies, and then ended up going for my walk/jog around the apartment. And today was an interesting one. I didn't necessarily do as much jogging. I was a lot more walking. Like I said, I worked my legs a lot earlier, so I wanted to take it a little easy on them. I still had to get that workout in, so that's what we did for that. Ended up just watching another episode of my show, and yeah, really simple walk to close out the day. It is currently 10 p.m., which is a record-setting time for me in terms of recording these videos, and I'm really happy with that because I'm exhausted. Like I said, a couple hours of sleep throughout last night, and I don't know why I had a crazy amount of energy throughout today. Right now I feel like I could stay up for another 4 or 5 hours, although I know if I lay down I'm probably going to knock out in 5 minutes. So it's a weird spot that I'm sitting in right now, but I'm really happy with the energy that I've been able to find, especially throughout this transformation. I've been comparing myself as much as possible to past days, past weeks, and just referencing things here and there and noticing genuine differences in my mannerisms, in my emotion, in my body, and how I'm just feeling overall. And energy is definitely something that's completely unique. I have so much more energy throughout the day, and I'm not a person who does caffeine. I don't touch caffeine, but I feel wired right now. I feel like I just had 2 scoops of pre-workout, dry scooped, and ready to go into the gym. That's like how I'm feeling right now, which we'll probably have a little bit of crash, and obviously the hormones and the endorphins you release when you're doing workouts and you're getting more physically active, yada, yada, yada. Obviously, there's brain chemistry stuff, but it's due to the steps that we're taking and things that we are doing in this journey. So I just wanted to share that with all you beautiful people and talk about that side of things, because I feel like that's something that is definitely overlooked. And when I was in the dark times, I guess we can reference it, when I was gaining weight and getting that heavy, energy wasn't a thing to have throughout the day. I just felt exhausted. I felt lazy. I felt tired. I felt like I was just dragging around all day. And now I feel like I can just drop and do push-ups. I can run around for a little bit and be completely fine. So yeah, a lot of those comparisons. I also looked at a video from the start of this journey, from the start of the transformation, and noticed how boring I was and how, like, I don't know if this is the best way of speaking on it, but like how depressed I looked. Like I was just like, my eyes were down. I wasn't really looking at the camera, and I was talking really quietly, and I just really wasn't happy. Like, I feel like I've seen a definite difference in my tone and in my mood, especially when it comes to recording these, which I feel like just reflects how the rest of my day and the rest of my life is feeling, and something I definitely noticed a lot more. So that's something I'm really enjoying about having the log of videos like this. If you're going on a journey of your own, I recommend logging it. It can be in the form of just private videos you make to yourself. It could be a diary you write down. It could just be in the same format that I'm doing, in a video series that's public, and you're keeping yourself accountable, keeping yourself motivated. It can be any form of those, but I feel like it's such a valuable thing to look back and reflect, even with progress pictures. On my Instagram, link down below in the description, we have the progress pictures for every single week. We do a weigh-in along with the weigh-in videos, and looking at those and noticing the genuine difference of, because the top of the feed I have our original post pinned. That's the first thing you see when you open up the Instagram, and then right next to that is the most recent progress picture. And it's like, every time I open that, I get the visualization of how much we've changed, how much we've developed throughout this, and that's something that you can definitely get lost in the process. It's hard to tell the difference week to week, day to day, but over longer periods of time, when you have the visuals to look back on, you definitely notice the difference and everything around that. You notice, hey, my jaw feels a little skinnier. Oh, I looked back on this photo. It really does look like my face is slimmer. Granted, I don't know what I was doing in the beginning videos. The beard was disgusting. I apologize. It's definitely gotten better throughout. It's not perfect, but it's definitely making its way. I had no hair. I was regrowing hair from shaving my head bald during a charity stream. We got hair. It's a little puffy sometimes, but it's getting there. For reference, I used to have really long hair. My driver's license is insane. I look like Sasquatch. So, yeah, visual representation, I feel like, is something very important. Obviously, you can have other things to go along with that, but I'm a visual person. I'm a visual learner. I remember things better by visuals, and I feel like having that method of keeping things. If you're a numbers person, keep the numbers on you. I do have my sheet in my phone on my notes with every single measurement and weight for every single time we've weighed in, so I can have that visual as well to look back on the stats. When you go week by week, it's the small incremental numbers, but when you go top to bottom, it's like almost 50 pounds. Wow. 5 inches down on this body part. Wow. Like, you're making some real progress there. So yeah, definitely helps you keep yourself motivated, helps remind you of the journey and how you're doing and what you're doing this for, which is something really important to me. So yeah, I feel like that's enough rambling for me. Looking forward to the upcoming times in the week. Tomorrow I have friends coming into town for the entire weekend, so they'll be coming in. I assume I have work. I'll be late at work, so I'm probably going to get to the gym earlier in the day, around 2-ish. Actually before 2, it's like noon to 2 is what I meant, like that range of time. Maybe earlier, depending on when we wake up. We're set to probably wake up pretty early in the morning, so Went to the gym nice and early, and then work until probably around 10. Tomorrow's probably going to be another Buffalo Wild Wings night, so go out there with friends as always, and yeah, wrap up our night there and wrap up the days and move forward into the weekend, which I don't know if I have anything planned. Probably just out and about a lot, so trying to get our workouts in throughout those times as well is going to be something very key to continue to do. I got a buddy coming in that I've not an official pact with, but last time he was down, I'm like, we got to do some workouts. We're going to get into really good shape. He's like, dude, make me get into shape. Like, he's in better shape than me by a mile, but he wants to be in really good shape for the summer. He wants that hot boy summer to come around quick. So might hit the gym with him a couple times, head over to Planet Fitness or something with my black card and get some really good workouts in. But that's going to be to decide tomorrow and throughout the rest of the weekend. For now, I'll wrap things up nice and easy with what we always wrap things up with. Be a better version of yourself tomorrow. Do better tomorrow. Make decisions between today and tomorrow that tomorrow you're going to be happy with. Do that stinking chore that you don't want to do. Do the difficult things in life to make your days better and easier as they move forward. You're going to be so thankful for yourself. And thank you so much for the support on the last few videos. It's been really nice reacting to the comments, interacting with all you on your own journeys, giving me advice, talking about topics that we cover in these videos, closing on 200 subs, which is awesome. So yeah, that'll wrap things up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.